So what is SB3? So in short, it is a proposed bill in the Texas Senate. It seeks to effectively ban all forms of hemp-derived THC within the state. Any Delta-9 products, any Delta-8 products, any THCA flower, basically any hemp-derived THC would effectively become illegal under SB3. But how did we get here? Is there anything we can do to prevent this from being passed into law? And who really stands to gain from this? Well, we're going to talk about all of those things today on this episode of Canna-Education. Now, this isn't the first time that Texas has tried to ban these products. Multiple bills have been proposed in previous sessions to try and get these products outlawed. Even one time when Texas just wrote on their DSHS website, just saying the products are illegal without actually passing anything. So it is definitely not the first time that they have tried to do this. Now for this bill, it all started back in 2024. That was when the Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick put banning hemp-derived THC as one of his interim charges, basically his list of priorities. He then later issued a press release doubling down on it, calling hemp-derived products life-threatening and saying that he wanted to, quote, get them off the street, even though banning and prohibition would actually increase the amount of black market sales of THC products within the state. What followed was SB3, or the Senate Bill 3, proposed to ban all forms of hemp-derived THC within the state, with a notable exception for the medical program, the state-run medical program, and we'll talk more about why that's significant in just a second. And so a committee was formed, made up of members of the state Senate who were tasked with investigating the situation surrounding hemp-derived THC within the state and to recommend a course of action to the Lieutenant Governor on how it should be handled. And so at these hearings, there were expert witnesses that were brought in to testify in order to give their opinion on the situation. Now, almost every single one of the expert witnesses that were called in to testify had a negative opinion on THC or hemp, cannabis in general. Interestingly enough, included in that list of expert witnesses that were brought in to testify was the CEO of one of the 3 companies granted a medical license in the state of Texas. You might be asking, where does TCUP fall into all this? That stands for Texas Compassionate Use Program, and that's Texas's medical marijuana program. Now, what's interesting about that is that there are only 3 license holders in the state of Texas for that program. So that means that the medical sale of marijuana in the state of Texas all goes through 3 individual companies. There are no other license holders for that program. So just to put this into perspective, on one side you have 3 medical marijuana companies, and then on the other side you have thousands of hemp companies, producers, farmers, and so what this bill is basically seeking to do is to eliminate the hemp industry, thus leaving only 3 private companies as the only license holders in the state of Texas who are allowed to sell cannabis. Now, I'm not going to say anything here. I'll let you make your own judgments. But at least if you do watch the public testimony, they have nothing but high praise for the TCUP program and the help it can provide people, the products it has, and just the THC in general. But then as soon as they start talking about the hemp-derived THC, that's when it becomes an issue. But what does this mean for cannabis in Texas moving forward? Well, obviously, if SB3 does get signed into law, it will effectively ban all forms of hemp-derived THC, thus destroying the livelihood of tens of thousands of Texas families, small businesses, and jobs. So is all hope just lost then? Not necessarily. There are multiple hurdles that SB3 still has to cross over in order to be signed into law. Now, there are multiple parties who stand to benefit from it being signed into law. So they are definitely motivated individuals who do want this to be passed. Now, what can you do? Number one, it's let your voice be heard. That means reaching out to your senators, your local and state senators, just to let them know via email or mail or phone call that this is not the will of the governed, that SB3 will negatively impact Texas, and that it is not something that we want to pass into law. Now, if you or anyone you know is a business owner, we strongly urge you to reach out to the Texas Hemp Business Council. Either donating or becoming a member strongly helps the cause and helps join the fight against SB3 and keeping these products legal. And if you're a consumer of hemp-derived THC, we strongly suggest that you shop local, that you vote with your dollars, and you buy products from companies that are defending your rights to keep these products and consume them legally within the state. Thank you for joining me for this first episode of Canna-Education. I know it was a big topic, but we'll definitely have some more updates coming as we get them. But definitely, if you have any questions about SB3, about this whole process, or anything along those lines, please leave them down in the comments. I'll try and get to them as quickly as possible, and make sure to subscribe. We got a lot of updates coming, so you don't want to miss out. Peace.